Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning, those of you that are returning, and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day wherever you guys are at in the world. God bless you and peace be with you. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on this platform. Well, just to let you know, my readings are timeless, which means it could be 10, 20, 30 years in the future from now. If you come across this video, there will be messages in here for you. And this is why I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on this platform at your leisure. I would just go through, after you're done watching this reading, I would just go through the different title descriptions and pick the one that you feel resonates next and watch that. I would also keep a tarot journal with you so that you can take notes. And my hopes are that you guys will learn about using your intuition and discernment here so that when you're in your regular day-to-day life, it just comes second nature to you and you don't have to be like, I wonder what I should do. So these readings are to bring you clarity and confirmation, but I am reading the collective energy, which means I'm reading everybody's energy, past, present, and future. So you guys just need to be able to use your discernment, practice while we're here. Take what resonates with you, leave what does not for the person that it's meant for, okay? By watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled, please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you are agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me, anybody else in the comments, or anybody in the chat. It's just uncalled for and unnecessary, and it will get you blocked from the platform, and then you won't have access to the assistance if a time were to ever come where you would need my assistance. And speaking about assistance, for those of you that do need assistance with a question, please send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading that I'm doing for everybody, and then I will answer your question, and I'll set a 20-minute timer, okay? So that's the way I'm making myself available. If you guys could like this video, if you see the hype button, hit that hype button. Make sure that you have subscribed and that you've tapped the notification bell so that you're notified when I go live. Okay. So if you go to the tagged products attached to this channel, you're going to see some books, you're going to see some 7-day candles, you're going to see some metaphysical supplies, some crystals, some bracelets. So I go through, and just like when I was working at the metaphysical store, we would go to different crystal shows and we would travel to get our products, right? And we would hand pick everything. So making sure that it has good energy. So what I do is, because for each video, not the same products are not available for each video. Sometimes the seller will sell out a product, right? So I go through and I hand pick everything that you see in the shop is hand picked, okay, with my discernment, so that it's going to be having good energy. The people that sell it have good energy, and that you'll have a good experience with it. Okay, so that is just an FYI. So if you're interested in any of that and any of the things that I talk about that are metaphysical tools that I will suggest to take care of certain situations, I usually tag them in the tagged products. So I'm going to go over 2 books that are tagged on the products and linked in the description box below, just very briefly. The first book is called The Truth of God, and it is an advanced intuitive living workbook, and it is written by Michael STEADMAN. That's MICHAEL STEADMAN, who is a doctor of divinity. Now, I've been using the techniques in The Truth of God for 11 years, and they are still very successful. So this is why I talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to read the back of the book. Okay, Kiwi Kid, I will answer your question as soon as I get done talking about the books. Okay, so The Truth of God. So I use the techniques out of this book every day, and this is why I talk about it, because I want you guys to know where I'm coming from, and then also I want you to have access to the same knowledge that I have access to. So the truth of God is an evolutionary encounter with that which we know as God, gaining new perspective into who we are and from where we came. First, the journey to God takes you to the realm where it all began, making many discoveries along the way. Next, the story of God explains what has seemed to be indescribable, creation and the path that led to what we perceive to be reality. Last, in the spiritual workbook, Michael gives information and techniques that will allow us to free ourselves from those ideas and emotions that are hindering our spiritual progress, and methods to open up the channel between the conscious mind that we are aware of and the inner consciousness that many are becoming aware of. If you've ever heard anybody say their inner self, that's basically what we're talking about. Okay, the second book that I'm going to talk about is the book that I have written. It is called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and it's written by me, Astraea Love, and that's Vassago. So this book will teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people. So I have this book, and I've got the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck with the descriptions on the cards also tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. Okay, so I'm going to read the back of my book. It says, Astraea Love is a psychic intuitive that has been living between the spiritual and physical world since she was a little girl playing with the fairies in her backyard. She has helped countless people find answers to their questions about their life's experiences with the help of the Most High God, providing inspiration in many forms. This book was inspired by the Ars Goetia spirit known as Vassago. He has assisted me in designing the different tarot card spreads in this book so that they cater to your personal experience. I, for one, know how difficult it can be to read cards for yourself due to our personal attachment to the outcome. This book will assist you in getting past that blockage and in obtaining the spiritual truth that will set you on your divine life purpose, aka spiritual path. This book of never before created major arcana spreads references the standard Rider-Waite tarot deck for all explanations and includes spells and rituals for each of the 22 cards. And then different card combination descriptions are gifted from my years of practical knowledge and are included in the back of the book in the additional notes section. Okay, give me 1 second, Kiwi Kid. I'm going to grab this other deck. I have not used this deck in a very long time. So, okay, so let me read your question. Just give me 1 second. Oh, good. I'm so glad that me reporting these weird-ass people that you've come into contact with is helping. Kali Pastor. Pastor? I don't know if I'm saying that right. 77. Oh, maybe that's their username on YouTube and Facebook. If he is Wicked Warlock praying, reporting all of this attack to Most High God and Intergalactic Federation of Light and to Archangel Michael. Okay, so is Kali Pastor 77 somebody's is that like a username? Pastor, I think is a isn't it a Spanish word? So is this person a pastor, or is that the Spanish word pastor? And then how do you know this person? You were saying from YouTube. Okay, the username. Okay, cool. And you've been reaching out since 2023. So that would be, he claims he's a pastor. Okay, thank you. That confirms what I was picking up on. Okay, so let's get the definition of a pastor, because my definition might be different than his definition. So let's see what's actually going on with this person. Okay. Definition of a pastor. A religious leader, specifically a minister or priest in charge of the Christian church or a Christian church or congregation who provides spiritual guidance and care. Okay, so the things that he would do would probably be preaching, counseling, leading. So I wonder what's the difference between a deliverance pastor and a regular one. I mean, I'm not getting that this person delivers people. Deliverance pastors, I think a lot of them come from Africa, or at least the ones I've heard about are from African churches. So let's see, he prays against witchcraft. Okay, so that's kind of like deliverance. All right, let's see what what's the tea. So how have you interacted with this person? Have you been asking for help for like years? Because I don't get that anything that this person's tried to do for you has worked. So we're just going to do like a, yes. Okay. So you have been asking him for help. Okay. Well, let's see. I was directed to get the What's the Tea Oracle, and I haven't used this deck in like 6 months at least. If you love Loki, then you've come to the right place. But yeah, this has been going on since 2018, but you've been communicating with this person since 2023, which is like 3 years ago, right? We're in 2026. Okay, let's just see. Let's see what's going on here with this person. Well, my ability is showing me that, okay, and this is kind of what I'm going to talk about is I don't know if it's taboo, but it's just the way that I perceive things. So people who use the name of Jesus to get rid of demons and stuff like that, why it works for some people and why it doesn't work for some people is because if the person that's saying the name of Jesus, if they believe that by doing that, they are going to be delivered, then usually that's what ends up happening. But it's because of how much power that individual person is putting behind Jesus's name. So like you could say, I rebuke them in the name of whatever else, whatever other name, Yeshua. I don't know what the other names are of Jesus, but I've heard of Yeshua. So with this pastor, I do get that he believes that he's helping people. All right. Is there some type of greed going on, or what is this that I'm picking up on? Dirt digging, looking for dirt on you, or vice versa. Okay, just be aware. This is such a weird ass picture, by the way, on that card. Just be aware that, okay, so when you go to like pastors, priests, whatever, even if this was going to be like the Catholic Church, even though I know it's not, if you were to go to them and ask to be delivered from something, they're going to ask you how you got into the situation that you're in. This dirt digging, what I'm getting is that somebody's trying to figure out how, and I understand why this person, why this, what was his name? Collie. I can understand why this person's trying to figure out if you've been doing something because of all of the different witchcraft attacks that you've been under. So I understand that, but if I would just be aware if this person is virtue signaling, acting like they're better than everybody else, or acting like you've done something wrong. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but I'm not, when it comes to like the demonic realm and witchcraft, you're not sitting there opening doors to it. Okay. That's what I'm getting. So this dirt digging energy feels like maybe this pastor is questioning how in the hell you've attracted so many people that do witchcraft. I do get that that's accurate. What else do we need to know? Hooked. I think that this person, they practice something on the side. So this person could be going to a practitioner. They want to hook their audience. They want, like, you see how this has got literal hooks on it? They want their audience hooked to what they have to say. Interesting. And then they want people to continue to come back. But instead of using the name of Jesus or whatever this person is used, like whatever their book of religion tells them to use, okay? Because I don't know. I only know a little bit about Catholicism, and I was in it in the past, like as a child. I don't know anything about the other denominations. I know a little bit about Mormonism, but other than those, like, I don't know what people do at evangelical church. What I'm getting is that this person, they're trying, I don't want to say that to trap people, but they're trying to get people hooked and addicted on the things that they have to say. This person, let me just see what their intention is for you. I mean, they want you to repent for something that I don't feel like this person's literally looking for something to see if you need to repent to get rid of the issue. And I would think that if a pastor is going to just pray for you, that you shouldn't have to give them thousands of dollars. maybe a $20 tip or something, you know, how much, whatever you feel comfortable with. But if this person is like saying, oh yeah, I'll get you out of this situation for this amount of money, no. Inside scoop, dirt digging and inside scoop, that's like, it's kind of the same exact thing. So this person feels like they need to be let into the inside scoop. They want to take a closer look at something, but I'm getting that this person does other practices. So I don't know if you've been picking up that they're bigoted or hypocritical, but that's kind of what I'm getting. And I'm not judging this person because nobody is perfect, you know, but if this person's going to a practitioner to hook people so that they can stay in business, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to unhook you today from whatever. Yeah, ignoring. Because I feel like this specific person, I'm really not getting that they're like a prophet or a seer. They're probably just a preacher. A pastor is somebody that would lead other people. This person is doing something. They're going to someone or they're getting some type of other help that's not calling on the name of Jesus. And I'm not judging them for that, but this energy of ignoring you when you need something, I feel like this person doesn't know how to deal with the level of witchcraft that you have gone through. And so they're probably questioning why you're in this situation. And when they can't get something from you, then they just ignore you. So that's what I'm getting. Welcome, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. You never involved yourself willingly, then that's the whole thing of being hooked. It's like somebody throwing their fishing line out and you're just swimming along and they hook you. So, and I understand that the manifestation aspect of it, but I think the whole point of religion is to empower people, if I'm not correct, or is it to humiliate people? I mean, this person's giving humiliation ritual. Child services. I don't know if this person's got kids, but they've got a lot. So there are a lot of fake ass people that pretend to be of Jesus. They pretend to be of God. Okay. And they're not taking care of their kids. They're ignoring and neglecting their own children. I'm not getting that there's been like, you know how you've gone through a lot of black magic, Kiwi Kid. I'm not getting that this has all been because of Elizabeth's family in 2018. Okay. So you came across this guy in 2018, but you've been feeling the back and forth energy tug since 2023. Dodging bullets. If you ignore this person, you're gonna like, because I get that for you to become ensnared, you have to willingly believe that this person holds the answers. They don't hold anything, not that I'm getting. They don't have a spiritual ability that gives them, like, I don't see that this person has the ability to see the future or anything like that. This is why their method of getting the inside scoop is working with some type of entity. So blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, protected by haters. And this is one reason why I do not invest in that. Well, I'm not religious. That's another reason. But I don't invest in that type of shit because I know that these people are, most of them are frauds. Most of them are bigots. They'll say one thing and do another. And then they believe that what they've been told, they believe it so blindly. And they want everybody else to be ignorant and believe it as well. Okay, what else do we need to know? Love on the brain. Dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgic. So I feel like, yeah, there could be some type of love energy that's been put out there. Fishing for comments. Be very careful of what you tell this person. He asked you to donate to Hope Orphanage. Yeah, see, in Nigeria, I don't know. I don't trust that. When people ask me, when I go out to like let's say I go to Panda Express or something, when they're like, do you want to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital? I can always tell immediately whether whatever they're getting donations for is fake or if it's a real organization. So most of the time I go, no, not today. Thank you. So yeah, so you can always say no. And what is he wanting you to, when you've already expressed that you're having issues because of the witchcraft and because you're having issues with money, you've already expressed that to this person, ego, this person's stuck in their ego. You've already expressed that. Why is this person asking you to donate? That's not trustworthy. Why would they be, when they know you don't have it, why would they be asking you to make a large donation? And that's what I was getting is this person is trying to take care of children that they have. You know, they've got more than one wife or more than one baby mama, however you want to look at it. And they are, I'm not getting that they're like the worst person in the world, but they're definitely not in alignment. You told him about the situation with Irene, and it's been going on since she abandoned you the first time in 2023. And then he asked for a donation. So I guess, so just to let you guys know, I'm answering Kiwi Kid's question. If you guys have personal questions, to send me a $20 super chat with your question, and then I'll pause the collective reading that I'm doing for everybody and I'll answer your question. So I guess with you having access to the truth of God, Kiwi Kid, what is it that you think that this person can do for you that you can't do for yourself? Because what I'm getting is that I'm getting scam energy. Maybe this person does have a church, but they want you to be donating, like, welcome in, Teresa. They want you donating a lot of money to a cause that could be real and could not be real. Okay. So also it's giving the pastor goes to a voodoo person. That's what I'm like literally getting. So we're gonna pull a couple more cards with the tarot. And yeah, I don't know if Irene trusts this person, but I feel like there's manipulation that's been put out why this person is being trusted. You don't know if your prayers are blocked. You're always scared all the time with Irene being with Steve. It scares you and they're attacking you so badly. She doesn't know him. Okay. So yeah, I would keep this situation. I would definitely not tell other people about it. I would keep it to yourself. When it comes to this other person, if you feel like your prayers are being blocked, well, there is a chapter in the Truth of God that's about prayers, but let me just ask, because if this person wants you to give them money so that they can pray for you, then they could be doing some type of ritual stuff to make sure that your prayers don't go through so that you have to send this person money. That's like what I'm literally getting. Hold on, let me report this bully really quick. Okay, ain't nobody got time to deal with these people. Okay. So let's see. I don't feel like you need to be afraid. Okay. Now, after we clear the energy with this person, this pastor, if they contact you, if they reach out, ignore. Do not answer them back. Okay. Welcome in, Fashionista. Knight of Wands. This is giving the person. Yeah. Okay. So they're not coming out ranked very high. So no wonder you've been feeling like your prayers have been being blocked. Okay, let me clear what's going on witchcraft-wise with this person and what they're doing to try to make it so that it's like they're trying to make it so that your prayers don't get answered, but I'm getting that once we clear this energy, yeah, your prayers are going to be answered. I mean, the ones that are in alignment with your highest and best good will be. Okay. So we report whatever this person is doing to block your ability to communicate and to get the answers. I don't know if you've been having like a headache or neck pain, but I'm getting something going on with like the throat chakra. Let's get that as well. Okay, boom. I just felt something break. So yeah, let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. Okay, so let's see what's going to change. Because I do feel like now something is going to change. Ace of Pentacles, your money. See, this person was acting as some type of leech towards you. And yeah, I just feel like they're not as trustworthy as they appear to be. And they don't deliver people. I think that whatever they're doing is some type of facade, or it's a, you've been feeling this way all of your life with your prayers. Have you prayed your entire life, or have you prayed just recently? Okay, let me just look and see if there's anything else other than what we were just looking at. Okay, is there anything else? Queen of Cups. Okay, I'm getting that the Queen of Cups is like Irene's energy. So even though these people don't know each other, I'm wondering why their energy is kind of similar. Okay. So Kiwi Kid, you were raised in the church. Okay, that could be one reason that, you know, that your prayers weren't being answered, because of whatever building that you were in or whatever service you were going to. Look, Ace of Pentacles to the Nine of Cups. This is like you getting your wishes fulfilled and money coming in. So when it comes to asking other people to pray for you, especially these people in other countries, I don't trust them, but I do trust your ability to pray much more. Okay. I don't feel like prayer is going to fix the situation with Irene. I feel like that is so messed up beyond repair that I don't know what could fix that situation. I don't think prayer is going to be the answer for that. But I also don't think that giving this person in Nigeria money is the answer. They may try to guilt trip you into doing so, but no, I don't feel like they have integrity. He says he lives in the Bahamas. Yeah. Steve coming clean. With Irene, I highly doubt that. And you're dealing with, Steve is a narcissist. I don't think that he's going to be honest with Irene. Okay, what do we need to see? The Page of Cups. Why does this kid, this adult kid, always comes up with Irene's energy? This Page of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so realistically, when we're praying, what I want you to do is detach. When you say a prayer, like whether it's a one that you make up yourself or one that you get out of the Bible, I want you to say the prayer, and then I want you to not hold any expectation for it. Because what I'm getting is that a lot of this background energy, now that the actual, I want to say, spirits that were blocking your ability to get prayers through, well, Archangel Sandalphon, we call upon him. Archangel Sandalphon will help you get your prayers to the divine. That's basically his job. That's one of his jobs. And then Archangel Barachiel, we call upon you as well to restore all of the blessings that were lost or stolen or scammed out of Kiwi Kid. Okay, what else do we need to know? So when you say a prayer, make sure that you're believing that your energy is aligning with what you're praying for. If you're saying a prayer that you don't understand the words, or you're feeling already when you start praying it that it's no point to even do it because it's not going to happen, those are the types of things that are actually blocking your manifestation. So what I'm getting is that now that you have access to the truth of God, you can take that prayer into the God technique. And if you are using one out of the Bible, after you say the prayer, detach, release yourself from it. Don't hold an expectation that it's got to be answered in a certain time frame in a certain way. Just know that when you pray, you're using your words to speak and manifest, and you're putting that energy out there. Okay. So yeah, I don't feel like this pastor I feel like your prayers, see, this pastor was doing something to block the prayers of everybody that comes to him, so that they need to keep coming back to him. That's why that hooked card came out. So I'm getting that when you pray, believe that you can receive what you're asking for, and you'll start receiving it. And know that because I'm not getting a feeling that you're not safe. I'm literally feeling like you're a lot safer now, especially with you having access to the truth of God. You are a lot safer than you were before. And I feel like every time we pull back a layer of the onion, we are basically freeing up your energy. So looking to the future. Okay. Also, Kiwi Kid, if you have certain issues going on in your life and you're saying the wrong type of prayer, so like, let's say that you have something going on with money and you're only saying Psalm 91. Psalm 91 is great for all types of protection, but it's not really a money or finance or blessing psalm. So you want to make sure that that the prayer that you're using is the correct prayer. And what's good about the book of Psalms is that it takes on a one-on-one relationship with God as divine intercessor, right? I also get that the reason that you've been saying things in the name of Jesus and stuff like that is because within you there's doubt. There's doubt that Jesus can come through for you. There's doubt that the divine will hear you. You have doubt. And doubt, it counteracts whatever we're trying to do in the physical. And so, I mean, now that you have access to the truth of God, you become as powerful as Jesus, literally. It's just knowing that you are that powerful, because he had access to God when he was alive. Now you have access to God in the same type of way that he did. So I'm getting that when you pray, focus on, I would be using Psalm 51 in the shower. Psalm 23 is really good. But yeah, I would be using the book of Psalms, and then personalized prayers. You can get if you've got like a little notebook, you can start writing letters to God and start off the letter with praise and worship and thanks, because that's going to be what kind of opens the door for you for anything that comes after that. And so think of it this way. When it comes to your higher self, which is God, if you were to come complaining all of the time and only bringing your worries and your troubles, if somebody was doing that to you, would you get annoyed? So when it comes to dealing with your higher self, start it off on a very positive note. And then if you have anything else that you need to say or ask protection for, then include it in there, and give it to God. Know that when you pray, you're giving it to God. Know that when you're writing a letter to God, thank you for the star, that you're giving it to God. Okay. And just know that when it comes to prayer, oh, thank you for the stars. When it comes to prayer, if you're saying, when I cast out demons, I don't even have to say anything. I just connect with God's energy, and then demons get real uncomfortable with that, so they start to flee. But I can just be like, out, and they have to listen. So taking back your spiritual authority, saying, I call back my energy and my spiritual authority, and whatever permission you were giving this other person to pray for you and to intervene for you, I would recall that. Okay. And then take it upon yourself to spend time in prayer. What I would do, Kiwi Kid, is literally pray at random. Okay. Oh, thank you for the $5 donation. Pray at random. So throughout the day, throughout the night, when you start to feel afraid, that's the time to be getting out the truth of God and reading through it and going and doing the techniques in it, because you shouldn't be living in fear. I'm literally not getting that there's any energy around you that you need to be afraid of, but it's kind of weird how you've had multiple spirit, like, I don't know what voodoo practices do, but whatever these people are calling that are their ancestors, I'm not getting ancestral vibes from that. I'm getting African demonic vibes. That's what I'm literally getting. So maybe this person thinks that they're working with ancestors, but they're not, okay? So yeah, you have more power to create in your reality than anybody else does. And by you calling your power and your energy back to you, you're standing in that power and you're exercising that power, okay? Believe that what you're praying for, you will receive. When you have so much doubt that what you're asking for is not going to be able to come through, or even if you just have, and this is one thing I think you struggle with, Kiwi Kid, is the repetitive thought of, oh, well, this didn't work in the past. Just because in the past you've had so many layers to that onion that needed to be peeled back. No wonder you were feeling like if you hold beliefs that you're not being heard or that God's not seeing you or whatever it is, then that's the reality you're going to create. So I would be using the mind technique, clearing up those beliefs. And then when you pray, and I will eventually have a book for this, I'm working on it now, but when you pray these Psalms, then do an affirmation, and you can create this affirmation. And then I would have just a little journal. You can get it from the Dollar Tree if you've got a Dollar Tree, but I would have a little journal that you can write down your letters to God and start. By doing that, I feel like it's more powerful when it's handwritten than when it's typed for some reason. But with you doing that, I feel like you're going to have a lot more success. And then being realistic in what you're expecting. So for me, when I pray, I know that it's going to happen because I've had so many experiences show me that I'm protected, right? So when you pray, same thing. Know that it's going to happen. Just know that when you're giving it to God, you're not the one that's dictating when it happens and how it happens. Because God's saving you from a lot. Your higher self is saving you from a lot of stuff that you have not been able to see. And so I feel like your prayers actually are working. It's just you're looking for a specific answer for Irene to come back to you. This is what I'm getting, is that you're looking for specific, maybe you want Steve to be punished. I agree. Steve is an a-hole. I mean, truly. But it's not our job to punish other people. The throat chakra attack is Irene. She's angry. And she's projecting herself here and angry. Okay. Feeling her sleeping with Steve. So we're going to get rid of any cords of attachment, because that would be another thing that I would look at, is that if you're still picking up on like Irene's energy in any sexual way, that could be that you have a cord with her and you want to cut cords. I will tell you this, cords are never good. There's never been a time where I've ever seen that an energetic cord has been a positive thing. In fact, it's completely unnecessary. Okay, so yes, I think that Steve is an unintentional monster. That's what I get. So if he's trying to ruin her, he's probably is used to breaking down people. That's what he does. And these vermins and ants. So you're still having ants. Okay. And you think that she's called on Beelzebub too. Holy shit. Okay. It's because she's angry over lies. All right. Let's look at that. Damn, yo. Okay, Beelzebub, what in the hell are you doing? Are you involved with this? Yes. Okay. Well, you need to pack it up and get out of there. Out. Out of his home. Okay, it feels kind of like it's Steve's energy that Beelzebub is connected to, so maybe both of them, Irene and Steve. Yeah, you got to go back from whence you came to whoever is sending this energy, and then you've got to stop it from there. Okay, so you're going to leave him alone now. And then any other person that calls upon you to have you send shit to him, the answer is no. Because I'm reporting all of this. Okay. Okay, with that, yeah, she is angry over lies, but again, that doesn't hold as much spiritual weight in the spiritual realm. Okay, so when people call upon certain demons like Beelzebub or whatever other ones that people call upon, it's not like these demons are doing integrity tests on people to make sure that they're telling the truth. All right. In fact, because look, this is what Beelzebub is like saying. He gets given shit, just like how you had the neighbor that was calling on Beelzebub. The neighbor was giving him stuff. So he's there to get shit, basically to receive things. And I don't care what these things are. But when it comes to other people, you know, he just randomly attacks people, literally, monitors them and stuff like that when he's given certain offerings and items. Okay. So it's not, yeah, it's nothing personal. But I mean, I will mention it that Beelzebub, you should be having a little bit of integrity and looking into these people's claims before just answering whatever their claims are. Knowing that humans lie, but Beelzebub is very deceptive as well. So, okay, we report this situation. The ants, make sure you don't have food in your bedroom, okay? Make sure that you don't have food in your bedroom. And like I've told you before, to go through your entire house and clear everything out, clean it, go take bleach, your apartment, go through all of it and clean it. Because look, when you have a clean space, the lower vibrational energies, they don't feel comfortable in that. They feel comfortable in mess. All right, let's see. 4 of Swords. This is going to be a break in the fighting because I feel like now that we have Archangel Sandalphon, thank you for coming. Archangel Sandalphon is going to help you feel, it's going to help you, he's going to help you get your prayers answered. But you have to be aware that if you're asking for Irene to just come back to you or realize that there was lies or anything like that, that would be intervening with her free will. So you want to be praying for yourself. And then just include that when you pray for protection for yourself, that you're including everybody else. I'm getting a personal battle ends, especially when it comes to you not feeling heard. Okay. You may be alone with your thoughts. This would be a really good time to start journaling so that you can get these thoughts out of your head. Also, if you start to feel afraid, ask yourself, what is it that's making me feel afraid? Like, why am I feeling afraid? Because what I'm getting is that with a little bit of shadow work on your end, you'll be able to overcome all of these fears that you're experiencing. And because they're not real. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Knight of Cups. Who is the Knight of Cups? Let me just look at why you have this situation of somebody coming in with a half cup of love that continues to try to sabotage. So this is going to be the end of somebody being able to sabotage you when it comes to love. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so that could be Steve. I mean, he's not going to come out anything higher than a Knight energy. I'm also getting that the fact that you've had people take a lover from you more than one time, there was some type of curse that was going on. Okay, that's being broken. That wasn't even a genetic curse. I don't know where that one was coming from. Okay, so this is going to be the end of having to fight with Steve. That's what I'm getting. 2 of Cups. You have a soul contract. So the affirmation is, I activate my divine soul contract. I call my energy and my power back to me. And I ask Archangel Sandalphon to assist me getting my prayers to the divine, and then release your expectations on how you think that those prayers are going to manifest. Okay. And know that God is saving you from a lot of other things. You're being given discernment right now. You're learning your just how to use your discernment, Kiwi Kid. You're being given discernment. So I feel like with you figuring out that this pastor was doing something to block your prayers, I feel like that's you using your discernment, literally. So you are evolving. So this is actually a good thing. Now, you know, it feels like we want to ask for, I'm going to ask on your behalf for a full restoration of your finances, of your mental health, of your vision, of your physical health, of your chakra system. I feel like one reason that Irene is not coming back and is in the energy that she's in is because if she were to come back, you would just forgive her right off the bat without holding her accountable for the fact that she believed a lie and then acted on that and then did witchcraft on you after the fact because she believed a lie. And so what Spirit is showing me is that right now, she's not for your highest and best good. If she does end up coming back, you've got to have a conversation with her, and it may be uncomfortable, but it's one that's got to be had because you're gaining your power back, and you don't need to lose it. You don't need to lose it again to somebody else. And remember not to give other people power over you. Maybe Elizabeth's family started it. It could be an energy surrounding Elizabeth. 3 of Wands. Look, I think that you're going to come up with some type of idea, some type of dream for the future. Writing your intimate thoughts down and doing you only have to write like a few lines a night, okay, to your letter to God journal. But I would be writing down any messages that you get in the dream state. I will be writing down your feelings and writing down your affirmations and reading your prayer, whatever prayer you're going to use. Be consistent with it. So for me, in my belief system, I feel like, well, I've done times where I've been praying and then I stop praying and I see how things go and they get a little bit more difficult. So then I go back to praying, but you have the power within you to not only overcome this obstacle, but to also get restoration, which is being restored. Page of Swords. I think that whole dirt digging energy that was coming out in the What's the Tea Oracle, I think that you've got people that are trying to dirt dig on you. They're trying to find something that they can use against you. And again, these people are low vibrational people that are under the influence of whatever they've called upon. So it doesn't surprise me that because they can't find any dirt on you, that they just make shit up and lie. But you have to understand that the spiritual realm is not convinced. And like I was saying, with the demonic realm, these demons don't give a shit. They will literally listen to what somebody has to say because they're being given something, and they're not going to go do an integrity test to make sure that that person is like legit or not. So I feel like the Hierophant. Yeah, stay away from that person that wherever they're from, the Bahamas, Nigeria, stay away from them. Because it feels to me like they've been a part of keeping you away from having assistance. Okay. So if you were having issues with like your, I want to say somebody trying to cut off your connections or cut off your, I want to say it's disability, but cutting off your resources. Yeah. These Hierophants, not all of them operate from a place of integrity. And that's what I'm getting about this pastor person. I'm not saying they're the worst thing in the world, but they definitely go to have voodoo done to hook people, okay? Because whatever they're doing is not working on its own. I don't feel like they can, look, death. I'm serious. It's not working on. I don't think that this person can do anything for you that you can't do for yourself. I feel like you have a lot more power in your reality than they do. What else do we need to know? Also, when you start to feel like you're being attacked, I want you to do something to remove yourself from that space. So like, let's say if you've got a certain area of your house where you feel like you start to get attacked when you're in that area, clean that area, redecorate it, do what you can do to clean up the space. Because what I'm getting is that with your building being attached to other people's buildings, it's like you're empathically sharing energy with other people, and you're picking up on what your neighbors are going through. You're picking up on everybody's energy. So if you feel like these random, because to you they're random attacks, but if I were to look at it from a magical viewpoint, I can see that these are things that are rituals that other people are doing, that are going through, that are happening. Okay, and then the effect of that ritual causes you to not feel safe. Now, as far as the ritual working, it was maybe in the past, but it's not anymore. So yeah, don't be giving your money away to these people in other countries. I don't think they can be trusted. And I don't think they're being honest with you for what they want it for anyways. The world. The world, this is a good card. So you opening yourself up to being able to go to new places, to do new things. I think that this is important. You may end up finding a part-time job doing something that, you know, there are a lot of, you could do a search on jobs that will make you wealthy. There are a lot of different types of jobs that you can do remotely. I'm also getting that will be something that, thinking that you have to rely on, if it's disability or whatever assistance you're getting from the government. I'm getting that if you end up working or doing something with your own energy, you'll probably make more. You'll probably make a lot more than what you would get from whatever disability or whatever type of government assistance. So God may be rerouting you in a new way, like to a better destination than what you had expected or thought that it had to go. Everywhere you go, you feel her anger. Okay. So I would say that an uncrossing needs to be done. Now, when we had the metaphysical store, I had a whole wall of candles. Uncrossing was one of the candles. If you have a purple candle, well, purple and blue are the two colors that uncross the best, but let me uncross the energy when it comes to Irene, and we'll see what changes. We'll see if anything changes. Because yeah, she's pissed, but she also, yeah, she's pissed because Lilith turned on her. That's one thing she's mad about. She got caught up for getting spirits, and this is why now Lilith is doing integrity checks on people. But she's pissed off that she got caught up in a lie that she still believes. Okay, so with this anger and wrath and all this, it's just nasty, mean energy. Okay, with this stuff being removed, I think it's fair and just to ask for a reversal on whatever energy was present. And then also remember what I was saying about one of the reasons that she's not coming right back into your life is because you would just forgive her and you wouldn't hold her accountable for anything that she's done or said to you because you love her. But again, that feels like witchcraft to me. It feels like manipulation. And that she thought that she had you right where she wanted you, but she's about to find out that that is not the case. And I think that through us working on this stuff, it's going to give her an opportunity to acknowledge that she was lied to. But if she doesn't believe the truth, I mean, we can't force her to believe the truth. but also you having boundaries is a very important thing. Okay. So she sends you quite a bit of negativity very often. And what I'm feeling is that this negative energy that she's sending at you because she feels so hurt, it's completely uncalled for and it's unjust. So she's going to find out one way or the other that she was in the wrong. And if she decides to try to contact you, there's got to be a conversation that you have with her on a real level of what in the literal hell was she doing and thinking. Because I see this is a cycle with her. Now, is she sleeping with Steve, actually? Is she? Wow, for reals, she really is. Is this some type of new development? So this has been maybe off and on. Okay. Well, that's no bueno. The moon. Yeah, off and on. The definition of off and on with the moon. The death and the moon. Okay, well, so whatever you have told this pastor about your situation with Irene, there's nothing that they can do about it. Okay, and I don't even think they're going to try to. But don't tell them anything else that you have going on. I'm also getting that when you start to feel unsafe, do something to get out of that energy, whether it's going for a walk. Literally, I know it's really hot to like get out and go for a walk, but go get your journal, because what I'm getting is that the energy of you not feeling safe, it's not a real threat. Okay. It's like what I'm getting is just negative energy being sent to you. This negative energy. Now you've raised your inner frequency to a vibration to where that negative energy, yeah, you're going to feel it because you're empathic and it's being sent to you, but it's not going to be able to do anything to you. So I want you to release the fear. And then I don't know why you've had so many people contact Beelzebub specifically, but let me just look and see if there's anything past life or karmic going on there that needs to be cleared. I get that there is. Okay. And then we ask that this be cleared with every type of spirit, deity, whatever else, whatever the hell else there is out there. I'm giving you, yeah, 9 of Cups again. So yeah, if you follow on the path of feeling safe, affirming that you're safe, knowing that you're safe, that even though somebody could be sending you nasty energy, you have access to the techniques that bring you above all of it. All the attack, feeling her anger and the heat of her anger and smelling terribly. Yeah, and then it forcing her to attack you out of anger. Well, you're going to start defending yourself. So the next thing that I want you to do is when you feel like you're under attack, say, is this my energy? When you know how to use the joy versus anger technique. Is this my energy? If you get that it's not your energy, then I would be like, okay, I'm not responsible for this energy. It's got to go back to whoever sent it. But I'm getting that with me uncrossing the situation, if you feel like after this reading that we're doing together, if you feel like she continues to send you negative energy, you know, I would get a little mirror and face it towards your front door. It's a feng shui technique, but it's when people send you negative energy to your home, it basically reflects it back to them. But I want you to step out of that energy and start doing something about it immediately. Don't let it just like hang over you like a cloud, like a rain cloud. So what can you do immediately to start feeling safe? I would say you can take a shower, you can take a bath, you know, you can pray, you can go start writing a letter to God, you can put on gospel music, whatever it is that helps you. I would go straight to using the techniques and the truth of God. Anytime that you feel that she's trying to send you negative energy, I would be doing the God technique. connecting with God's energy, because anything that you have going on around you, and this is why Beelzebub hasn't been able to get a hook in. I also feel like if you go through and you pull out everything, no more eating in the bed, no more eating in the bedroom, only eat food in the kitchen area, okay? This is going to be like segregating your house. It's also feng shui, keeping all of the food like, because the ant problem I'm getting, it has to do with something you're doing in the physical. It could be eating in the hallway, eating, like it could just be eating, you know, in the bedroom or whatever. But keep the food in the kitchen, okay? That's one thing. Go through, pull everything out, clean everything. Okay. And then they have little ant house traps. So one thing is when you're living in apartments or condos that are attached to one another, if you have a neighbor next door, or it could be above you, below you, next to you, whatever, that's bombing for bugs, or they're getting rid of the bugs, you know, what happens is a lot of the times those bugs will go to the apartment that's not being bombed. I've experienced that myself before. You bought an Archangel Michael statue and other things for your shrine. Okay. Awesome. So this will help keep that energy out. Absolutely. You don't have any furniture to eat at, so that's why. Okay. So that's why. Well, still, I would confine the food to the kitchen to the best of your ability. I wouldn't even bring it in the living room unless it's you've got it contained in a container. Make sure you're covering things up, not leaving things out. I think that that's important. And then if you find, if I don't know if you talk to your neighbors, but I guess they don't have to tell you when they're going to bomb, but I'm getting that part of this is that you have neighbors that are actively treating the bug problem, so they could be going next door to where you're at. Okay, so let's see. What else do we need to know? Yeah, if you can go around everything that you have and just do a cleanse, okay? Use ammonia or bleach. Those are two substances. Also, let me see if there's a DIY ant hack. So it's saying that if you mix baking soda and powdered sugar, you can put it in like a little, like just plastic, I want to say like little plastic, like sauce dipping thing. So if you mix those two together and then you place them around the house, that's a way that you don't have to go buy ant houses. So that'll do the same thing. And what it does is when they, you mix the ingredients and then it lures the ants in while the baking soda reacts fatally in their digestive system. So it's going to kill them. Okay. So you want to be drawing them out of wherever they're coming from. I know it's been hard. Well, hopefully, you know, with your prayers getting answered now. I mean, I'm seeing that literally without this pastor praying upon you, you've had a lot of people pray upon you. Without having that, I feel like your energy is going to be freed up. So a 10 of Wands, all of these burdens that you're feeling, you can put down, especially because they were never your burdens. I'm also getting that with you going through and wiping everything down, taking that bleach or ammonia and cleaning everywhere, it's going to expel a lot of different insects from the home. Make sure you're not leaving your windows open. You're going to be able to get through this. 10 of Swords. See, these people, they're about to be the ones carrying these burdens. So anytime you start to feel burdened, or you start to feel like you have an attack coming on, I want you to do something to change your energy and change your environment. Even if it's stepping outside, touching your feet on grass, writing in your journal, praying, meditating, use the truth of God, the techniques in that. Every time that you feel that, and then remind yourself that you're safe, that you're safe in your own house. Nobody can do anything to you, even with these people calling upon Beelzebub. All Beelzebub has been able to do is send the insect energy, which is really not shit. So it's like he wasn't being as active as he would be on somebody else that is not connected to me. Like he would have been doing a lot more. The Hermit, you know that going within is where your answers are. And part of your wish fulfillment involves you going within. So what do we need to know moving forward about the situation? Anything else that, I use Florida water cologne a lot. I put it in my washing machine and then it washes my clothes. I think if you get a spiritual cleansing method that works, you add Florida water cologne to blessed water, mix that up, use that as a floor wash solution. I think you're going to be able to get rid of this pestilence. And I think you're also going to be able to open up, because what I would say, if you had the money, I would say get an uncrossing candle, then get an unblocking candle, then get a road opening candle. Since I know that you can't, you're tight on money, I will do those like sending the candle out energies for you. And then all you have to do is basically clean up and then try to maintain and keep things clean. Also, there's a smell coming from inside your apartment. This is why I think you need to pull out everything that you have and wash it, clean it. Okay. The smell's coming from inside. Knight of Swords. Who is the Knight of Swords? You know, I'm kind of getting that. Okay, so is Kiwi Kid the Knight of Swords energy? No. This is somebody else that's attached to these people. And I don't get that all these people are attached to one another, but this is you've had a couple of enemies that were aggressive towards you. Let's just say that you're freeing yourself from. Okay. And then spend some time meditating and asking to be shown a sign. I want to say that you have clairaudience. So for you, it's going to be hearing stuff, sitting out in nature and listening. Like, why is my ear doing what it does when people are, so maybe these people are talking about you quite often. If you're picking up on that energy as well, yeah, I would be saying, anybody talking about me that's not speaking truth or facts, I call for judgment on. I think the biggest thing is you need to call for judgment, especially because your intuition is working really well. Your insight, your ability to discern things is working really good right now. So I feel like you need to call for, when you discern that, like this pastor person, that their energy is completely off, which is what I'm getting that you have been stewing over in your mind as you've been thinking on it. And I do get that that's accurate. Then call for judgment. You calling for judgment, and I know you haven't wanted to call for judgment on Irene, and this is one reason why she's not being allowed back in your energy, because you would just forgive her without holding her responsible for what she was doing, which is not only witchcraft, but also believing lies without having any, like, it's insane how somebody can just believe a lie and then take action on that without having any proof or any facts. That doesn't make no sense to me. And we're asking for a full restoration of Kiwi Kids area and home. And then we're asking for a full restoration in body, mind, and spirit as well. Because I feel like what these people have been doing is they've been stealing your peace from you. They've been keeping you from being able to be at peace. And that's a problem, okay? That's a problem right there. Hold on, let me report this idiot person. Okay, God can deal with them. Oh, I am from the USA. The United States of America. I've spent the majority of my life in California. But there's so many problems. There's so many problems. Okay, let me see. Let me look at another thing. I'm seeing the wish fulfillment in the Hermit card. I'm getting that you're going to get your wishes fulfilled by going within and by using the techniques from the truth of God. So you've got that going for you. Also, you want to be thinking about opening your roads to new, like, don't think that a blessing has to come in a certain form. Because what I'm getting is that you've committed all of your energy to having to fight something, and now it's a time for you to restore and recover. 6 of Cups. So maybe you've been experiencing jealousy and envy since you were really young, Kiwi Kid. I don't know if you were like about this age when people started being jealous and envious of you. It's because you're chosen. And these people can't sacrifice you. I don't care if they put your picture, your username, or whatever they're doing to put on their altar, whatever nonsense. What I'm getting is that the Archangel Michael statue is keeping the demonic energies out of your house. So you going through and cleaning and then doing the DIY hack, if you've got like little, you know, the things that like restaurants give out, like they're little tiny Tupperwares that you put sauce in. If you've got a few of those, I would add the baking soda and add, what was it? It was baking soda and powdered sugar. I would make 5 or 6 of them. And then the major places that you're seeing the ants, first of all, if you could figure out where they're getting in at, like how they're getting in the house, that would be really good. If they're coming from underneath the door, then put one of those little, you know, because they're going to crawl up that cup and be attracted by the sugar and then digest the baking soda and die. So basically, you can allow them to collect, just like how if you would use an ant house, and then rinse it out and set another one and keep doing that until the issue is cleared up. Because what I'm getting is that they're coming in through like a crack in the wall from your neighbors using bug bombs or whatever they're called, where they bomb their house for bugs. And so it's pushing things in your direction and then making sure that you are not leaving like your windows open. If you see that the ants are coming in from outside or coming from underneath the door, then, you know, maybe getting some ant spray. I personally am not a big fan of bug spray, but I, you know, we have an issue with insects where I'm at, and I've had to pay an actual exterminator to get rid of the shit. So I'm getting that you can only do what you can do. You probably can't pay $300 every 3 months to have an exterminator. So you're going to have to be the exterminator. And then you can, you know, when you pray, believe that you will receive what you're praying for. And know by you going within and changing your own frequency, nobody can attack you. Nobody can attack you. Literally, they can't. You need to call judgment on Irene, though. You haven't done that yet. You're still holding on to that she is perfect in all ways, which is a delusion, because she's not. She's proving to everyone that she's not perfect in all ways. In fact, no one is perfect in all ways. I'm not. Other people aren't. So she thinks that she's like the innocent person in this situation, and I think that's probably the biggest problem. But she's actually not an innocent person because, you know, she's done witchcraft acting upon lies. Like, that is always going to backfire. And I don't even feel like this witchcraft is affecting you like it was. I feel like mostly you doubting your own worth and doubting your ability to have your prayers answered, to be heard. Okay. The doubt is what's getting in the way. I'm also getting that when it comes to food, make sure you have everything sealed up and that you're not leaving things out overnight, like bags of chips or, you know, anything that you get. Just make sure that you're putting it away. And that's something that I've had to become better at. Like when I used to live in the condo, I would eat in bed and all that shit. Now I like literally confine the food to just the kitchen room, like the kitchen. And I don't take it anywhere else because I don't want to have that issue of having to deal with insects. Okay, what else? The Queen of Wands. This is Irene's energy. Okay. Also, you know, there were things with the relationship with her that were not 100% perfect. I feel like you calling judgment is still needed. I know you're still reluctant to do it. I don't know if you're afraid that you'll never see her again if you call for judgment. By calling for judgment, that doesn't mean that you or me are judging her, because that's not our job. In fact, that would take so much mind power that I don't have the amount of attention span to dedicate to that, okay? But what it is we're asking for judgment to be called on the situation, okay? And that doesn't mean we're judging, it's we're asking that a higher power looks at this situation, because I feel like there's so many different layers. You are still progressing. Even with all of this stuff coming up against you, you're still progressing. You're actually connected now in your divine soul contract. Before, these people were literally doing something to you to keep you away from your calling, which is you using your discernment and your abilities and possibly writing a book or, you know, sharing your testimony, however you want to say that. But you've had so much experience with witchcraft. I know you don't study it, but you've had so much more experience than probably just about almost anybody else that I know with having to deal with witchcraft. You'll be able to pick up when this energy is being sent to you. You just have to know that you being in your purpose, you being in alignment, and you working on yourself is the highest priority. And that is what's going to continue to keep you safe. And of course, using the techniques from the truth of God, I get that they're still working. And I also get that the statue is working. So, oh, the cord cutting. I don't think we did that. We're going to do the cord cutting. So yeah, we ask Archangel Michael and all the archangels to cut every cord that's attaching him to Irene, or to these situations. And then we want to heal the root to that cord, to all those cords. And so when you start to feel unsafe, ask yourself, is this my energy? If you find out that it's not your energy, then you can do something about it right away. If you find out it is your energy, use the God technique, and that will do something about it right away by you going within and connecting with your higher self. And then if you find out that you just got to ask questions. If you find out that that it's empathic energy that you've picked up from a neighbor that's upset or something like that, then I would work on clearing that energy. Four of Cups. Let me just ask, is this Kiwi Kid's energy? So you're being warned not to focus on material possessions. I think that the moment you release and detach from what you've been focusing on, something's going to come in for you, because it feels like things are being removed out of the way. Okay, I feel like also these other people are focused on material possessions, which is one thing that makes them not compatible with you. Yeah, and they are going through depression and self-absorption. You know what I'm kind of getting is that whatever this magic was that was being sent was supposed to get you to like do one of three things that are toxic things. One would be to basically self-delete. The other thing would be to go into the mental institution. I feel like these are specific types of attacks that have been sent from these weird ass people that you've known. So yeah, they either want you to meet your end in some type of unnatural way, and we rebuke it, and we report it to God. But they wanted you to either have some weird ass accident, you know, or self-delete or be put in a mental institution. What is any of this shit going to do for these other people though? That's what I want to know. Why would anybody want that? That's really, really sadistic and evil. Why would anybody want that? And keeping you away from your money. But this is all with the intention to keep you out of your calling. So I feel like the Chariot. Who is the Chariot energy? I feel like also that if you can't drive a vehicle, that may be something that you want to start working on. If you would be able to pass a driving test. Because I'm getting that if you end up going into your calling and start using your discernment for other people, start writing that book, start working on yourself, working on whatever you can do, I get that there will be a time where you reap the rewards of that, because the wish fulfillment is here with the world, which could be talking about a new place to live or a new job. And then I'm also getting that a car could come in as well. So it may be a hand-me-down car or a used one, but I don't think that makes a difference. A car is a car. I mean, obviously you want it to have like air conditioning and heating in it. Those are like two things that are important, and windows and stuff. But I'm getting that you may end up getting an older car or something like that, either gifted to you, or it may come through another person. I wouldn't be sitting around waiting for Irene to come back, because I don't see that that's what's for your highest and best good. I get that you continuing your path of ascension, and anytime you feel that somebody has tried to reattach a cord, go straight to cutting that cord. 8 of Wands. Yeah, these people are at a crossroads. I'm getting that your future is kind of set in stone. You're going to continue to get better. Even if you feel like it's happening slowly, I don't think that there's a real time frame that we can put on having a full restoration. I think it's going to come in little bits, as it's going to come in as much as you will allow it to. And when you think doubtful thoughts and thoughts of fear and thoughts that are just not true, like you not being able to deal with this, and you know, you being attacked. So think of it this way. It's like, okay, so they can send negative energy. Well, I know how to transmute energy. You know how to take negative energy and turn it into positive energy. Is you take that energy and you literally use the God technique with it, and it transmutes it to positive. So that means that you don't need to fear any type of attack. I feel like you are very, very protected at this time. I have not felt you this protected before, but part of the problem is that you have not called judgment on Irene and on Steve. Okay. Those two people, the reason that they still feel like they can continue to attack you is because they know that you are head over heels, and that you're probably never going to call for judgment, or you'll never get helped from anyone. That's what they think. But these people are stupid for that. They don't see what I see. Let's just say that. Temperance. Look, Archangel Michael. They don't see what I see. You have temperance. I feel like you don't even make bad decisions. It's literally just trusting the wrong people. Maybe this is a lesson in this lifetime that you want to master, is being able to trust the right people. You've been in the mental institution 4 times. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that energy, we cancel and rebuke that. Because that's what they were trying to do to you. All this gang stalking shit, it's with the intention to get you to do something to yourself, or something to happen to you, or for you to be put into the mental institution. All right, let me get one more card for you. And then 4 of Pentacles. Look, you have got gifts and abilities that are going to help you be able to move forward. I also feel like you are very divinely protected. So are these gifts and abilities. These people are going to be in the future really regretting that they did not treat you better. But I don't think you should sit around and wait for that. I think part of your healing process is to go through and make a new way of living, okay? Set a schedule. Do things as you feel. Like if you can only for the day clean one room, then just clean one room. But once you clean, you can stay on top of it. And when you feel that negative energy come in, do the God technique. Remind yourself of who you actually are. Because once you tap into the truth of who you are, all of this false shit falls away. And you do have this high priestess energy within you. So I feel like you're going to be very successful. Just remember that if you are having those beliefs that, oh, my prayers don't get answered, or, oh, I did this in the past and it didn't work, those are the ones that are literally working against you. So I would do the mind technique on those beliefs. In fact, I would do the preemptive strike and write down the beliefs that you have about all of the situations, and then go through and clear those beliefs. And then you can start affirming the opposite. And remember to do the either letters to God or taking a few minutes a day to do gratitude. That's going to make a huge shift in your vibration as well. Okay, give me 1 second. But you're going to continue to get better. I can't say the same for these other people though. I'll be right back. And we cancel and rebuke any spiritual sacrifices or any sacrifices at all, or evil prayers that have been put out about you. And remember to keep calling your energy and your power back to you. If you start to feel that negative energy, ask, is this my energy? If you get that it's not, then do something about it right away. Don't just sit in that energy. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a collective reading. What I'm getting is that literally somebody tried to sacrifice y'all, everybody in the collective. Somebody tried to sacrifice everyone in the collective. You're so welcome. God loves you so much, Kiwi Kid. Keep reminding yourself that, because that is the truth. I literally feel like if things could have happened to you in the past, but God has kept you safe this entire time. But God's not going to do all of it. It takes you doing certain actions like making the little DIY ant hack and confining the food to one area, to just the kitchen, and make sure that you just clean up, and going through the entire apartment. I do get that your altar is in a good place, and I get that the energies are flowing. So that's a big deal. Remember, Archangel Sandalphon, if you want to write a letter to him or use a prayer with him, you can say, Archangel Sandalphon, I ask that you assist me in delivering this prayer to the divine, to the higher authorities. And I report everything that's been going on. And remember, if you feel Irene start to attack you again and you feel her anger, call for judgment. Say, this is not my energy, and I'm not going to continue to suffer because this person believed a lie. Like, that's ridiculous as hell. And you got to love yourself more than you love her. That's got to be what it is. Like, for you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, you've got to love yourself more than you love her. If you love her more than you love yourself, you're basically giving her power, way too much power over you in your life. Okay, so let's see. And soon I will have published the book about the book of Psalms and how to use them and affirmations and all that. At some point, I'm working on it as much as I can. Okay, so let's see who these people are that are in this. Oh, wow, we're getting sacrificed. They're so surprised. 7 of Cups, people who are being delusional, stuck in their shadow and can't balance their dark side. Literally, this is what you guys are dealing with. People who are misinterpreting reality, that have very clouded judgment. Every once in a while, I think I hear an owl going, hoo, 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 hoo. Okay, but it's probably something else. It could be the wind. Yeah, these people are not seeing things clearly. This is probably why they're so pissed off. So you are feeling the anger. You guys are probably picking up on other people's upsetness or their anger at you, but this is not your fault. The fact that you were protected when they tried to sacrifice you, these people have gotten away with doing a lot of shit. Like, they've done a lot of things to other people. Anything that they have done that's risky, like a sacrifice, is backfiring at this time. 9 of Swords. And it's got these people unable to recover. Like, they can't get out of bed. They can't stop crying. They can't stop doing, well, whatever they were trying to do to sacrifice you guys. I think that's crazy. If Irene comes back, will she be settling for you romantically? You just bought the statue and you're still waiting on it. Okay, well, I already get that by you doing that, you're pulling the energy in to be protected. You spray everything down since Paul threatened you. Yeah, go through every part of your house, do 1 room at a time if that's all you have the energy for. But do 1 room at a time and literally pull everything out and just, clean it, rewash it. If you've got Florida water, if you don't, if you've got essential oils. Okay, so we're going to use Kiwi Kids, some of the Spirit Messages Oracle, and we're going to use the Thoth deck. So I don't feel like Irene is coming back. Not as of now, because you still have not called judgment on her. Or it's not, I would just say on the situation. The situation that we're calling for judgment on, the situation of you being lied on, somebody lying on you, and then taking negative action towards you because of those lies. Because that's pretty unjust and unfair. Yes, I do see it. So we're going to call, so Paul, so we were talking about, the other person we was talking about was, they weren't Paul before, was it Steve or something? This Paul person, how do you know Paul? Who is Paul? Where does Paul come from? When a door doesn't open, don't waste your energy trying to make it open. It's closed for a reason. This is what it's saying pertaining to Irene. It says you're being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are a part of the cycle of life. They make way for wonderful new beginnings and opportunities. So just remember that you can't, when it comes to doors with other people, if that door has been shut, it's been shut. If it's meant to open, it'll open back up. But I feel like if you're still in the energy of allowing Irene to do whatever the hell she wants to you, that door's not going to open up. If you pay close attention, you will notice all the doors that once closed are opening up, just in a different form. So remember how I was saying that when you release your expectation, things are able to come through for you in new ways. It says that things may not appear exactly as you envisioned. Okay, you may never receive an apology from her. I would, if that's something that's keeping you up at night, I would work on releasing the need to have an apology. You need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You're not in competition with anyone else and to outdo your past, and not other people. Nobody's in competition with you. Not really. You may have felt like it was that way, but not really. Trust yourself more. The opposite of doubt is trust. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they are meant to. All in divine timing. Get excited about the future again instead of fearing it. I don't think you need to fear the future at all. The past was probably the worst that you're going to experience. I don't think you're going to go through anything like what you've been through before. And why do I say that? Well, first of all, because you've learned what red flags are. You know, you met Steve in April of 2024. Paul's the reptilian person. Forgot about that. Creepazoid. Yeah, I get that Paul's energy is not doing anything to you. I mean, it was in the past before we had cleared all that stuff, but I get that it's not doing anything now. Worry. I think that this is your main thing that you have going on, is that you're very, very worried. What is there to worry about? When you've seen the worst of all situations, and I can truly say that about your experience, you've seen the worst of all situations. You've been through witchcraft. You've survived so many things that other people would have died from. I don't feel like you need to worry. And wouldn't it be nice if somebody else came in, somebody that is better than Irene? Wouldn't that be nice? Somebody that has more to offer, that is not going to just randomly flip on you. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands has come out multiple times for you tonight. Well, it's not your card, but it's definitely the card of whoever this other person is. Is it Paul? No, it feels more like Steve's energy. This feels like Steve's energy. Okay. So, does Steve need to worry? Steve needs to worry, but he's not. Okay, what else do we need to know? Death. I'm telling you, some bad shit is coming to this other energy, whoever Steve is. There's a lot of endings that I see for this person. Damn. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. At least that those endings are not coming your way, which is what these people intended. So if they're worried, look, Lilith on the other end of death, completely doing these people in. Wow. Okay, what else do we need to see? I keep feeling a stabbing in my back. It's like in my solar plexus in the back. Ace of Swords, you are completely protected. You're completely protected. I also get that these people are not going to be getting away with what they were doing in the past. All this evil eye shit, they're not getting away with it. And anything that they send to you, do the God technique. Anytime you feel that energy again, take it straight to the higher power. Queen of Swords. Yeah, she cut you off too soon. She could be in the energy right now of being pissed that Lilith is pissed with her. This is what I'm getting about Irene. She's pissed off that Lilith is pissed because Lilith was lied to. She's pissed off, and now she's bringing the sword to cut off Lilith. That's not going to work out good for her. Okay? First of all, deities and spirits and stuff, they don't like people who are not authentic and not loyal. So that could be the issue there with Lilith. The Chariot coming out again. I don't know if these people do anything illegal, but they did not want you to be able to have a car. They didn't want you to be able to move forward. All these evil wishes and sacrifice energy is coming back on these people. What do we need to know about the future and the present? What is that pain? Can we get rid of that pain? What is causing that? Is this some type of voodoo doll? Okay, it's not a voodoo doll, but it feels like one. Maybe it's some other type of magic. I get that that's accurate. Knight of Cups. This has come out for you multiple times. Okay, so we've got Paul and Steve. It feels like to me that Irene could have cut Paul off as well. I don't know if she even knew who Paul was, but there's a separation there. There's definitely a separation there. Interference. These people were trying to interfere with your prayers, with your thoughts, your life. This interference is it's about to cause them a lot of grief. And I'm also getting that, you know, these people, they owe you a freaking apology. They seriously do. For doing all this shit. They're never gonna apologize though. I don't get that they are. That would be called taking accountability. The star. So you're showing up as the star. These people still resent you because you do have some type of talent or discernment ability that you have. I'm also getting that, you know, there should not be a reason that you don't have a vehicle. I feel like opening up, affirming that that is something that you want and to look for. These people have no right to dictate what you receive and what you don't receive. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as Beelzebub and all of that is concerned, and Lilith, they really don't care what this person's talking about now. It's like they're going to be doing integrity checks on people, which is an evolution for them. So yay. I'm also getting that you may find that, you know, that there is a hobby that you want to begin or something new. What is peace? Peace is a good hobby. It's just your heart belongs to Irene. You would be settling with another woman. I don't think that you would be. I think that Irene has not ever been high compatible for you. And I don't feel like you would be settling with another woman. Absolutely not. I think that is things that she put in your mind, or she did some witchcraft to you. I seriously feel like that. I don't think you would be settling with another woman. No. You were having to settle with her because of her situation of not having a job, she doesn't have her life together. And she's practicing magic without wanting to have any responsibility for what she's creating and throwing at people. She's done this, cut someone off and then throw attacks at them shit for like years now. And at this point, it's just like, it needs to be stopped. Also, she's continually virtue signaling, but you're the one that has the virtue. The virtue energy doesn't really belong to her, because she's not only allowing other people to manipulate her mind space, but so whatever's going on with the heart chakra, we want to clear that up. And with Irene, whatever that is, look, wealth. I feel like you are going to come into more abundance and more security and more prosperity being away from these people who were literally trying to stop you and block you from having what you need. And it would be a blessing for you to meet somebody that is actually going to be someone that you can trust, okay? Not somebody that's going to randomly turn on you, believe a lie, and all of that crap. Literally, her actions have painted her character to be a certain way, and I feel like you deserve better than somebody that will just betray you whenever they get ready. Like, and even if this person believed that you betrayed them, there's literally no evidence of that. In fact, you don't even have a vehicle to get around. How could you have been cheating on her? This is why I know that this is like 100% bullshit. She's choosing to believe that. She's making a choice to believe lies. That's ridiculous. Like, it's just showing me she has no in discernment whatsoever. Prudence. Okay, who's the prudence card for? I feel like you're staying away from stuff that's toxic from you. While these people try to interfere with your frequency, the best thing that you can do is remain stable and remain focused on, you know, what you can do in the here and now to make yourself feel better. What thoughts can you think to align yourself with feeling better? That would be the thing that I would be asking. Sometimes when I get in and I get angry because I deal with witchcraft as well, when I am under the influence of it, I will be screaming at the top of my lungs and unable to like function as a person. And I may end up crying all day or whatever. But eventually I go, okay, well, what thoughts? This is what I say to myself. What thoughts, what can I do, or what thoughts can I start thinking that can start getting the ball rolling in a new direction, so that I'm not just feeling like, oh, they're doing witchcraft on me again, because I have access to the truth of God, which means I can clear witchcraft at any time. And you just got to remind yourself. I would write a little sticky note and put it everywhere that you go, to use the God technique and to use the joy versus anger technique and start asking questions. And then when you do get, it seems to me, Kiwi Kid, that whenever you have a suspicion, it ends up being true. Yeah, it does feel like the stepson could be the Page of Cups. So and whatever love magic that was done to ensnare you to Irene, we want that completely removed so that you can gain a new perspective, happiness. And this is you taking your power back and not allowing her to dictate whether you live a happy life or not. Okay? Because if she's unwilling to come to reason and change her mind, because I'm not picking up any, like, you did not deserve this. You were not being verbally abusive. You weren't being physically abusive. You weren't talking down on her. You really lift other people up. You have a lot of traits and qualities about you that are very, like, I want to say saint-like, and they're very, could be over nurturing, but they're very compassionate and kind, like your natural state. These other people are not exactly like you. They're not like you energetically, and they're not like you in other ways as well. Irene is being very toxic right now. Princess of Swords. She may feel like she needs to defend herself, but it's literally her defending herself from her own foolish choices. What she needs to defend herself from is that interference she sent out towards you in the form of hatred, a big ball of hatred. She needs to be concerned with that shit coming back to her. Don't all witches know what they send out's going to come back? Do they not know that? I think that they all know that. It's part of their, like, whatever their thing is. It's a part of their thing to acknowledge that. So let's see. So happiness, peace, virtue, wealth, pleasure. Yeah, we're not giving Steve, Paul, Irene, or any other person the ability to affect how you feel about yourself, how you feel in your life. All sacrifices that were made on you and against you, we report to the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, and we ask for divine intervention and revelation and for change. What else? Knight of Discs. See, there's another person popping out here. I'm getting... These people's energy is just gross. Strength. You're becoming stronger with every test that comes forward. And these are, at this point, these are tests. So if you start to feel unsafe in the future, you need to remind yourself, first of all, Archangel Sandalphon, I'm feeling unsafe. I pray for safety. Please help me get my messages to the higher spiritual realm, to the Galactic Federation. We report Paul to the Galactic Federation of Light. I see what I'm getting is that you haven't been receiving psychic attacks from Paul. All of the psychic attack has been coming from Irene and Steve. That's what I'm getting. The entirety of what you've been experiencing recently. And I do get a very vengeful, angry energy with Irene. Like she's not in her right state of mind. Lust. I don't even get that she's a very lustful person, but she's been definitely manipulated through it. Okay. And we want to make sure that when it comes to the way that we feel about other people, that it is love and that it's not just lust. What else? adjustment. So there's going to be a period for adjustment coming in. Like I would, what is it? 3 weeks, 3 months. I'm getting about like 3 weeks probably for this adjustment to happen. And when you receive a psychic attack from Irene in the future, don't accept it. Take it to God immediately. And I'm hoping that no more happen. Look, the universe is going to adjust in your favor. That's what I'm seeing. Things are about to really not go these people's way. And if they blame you for that, then they blame you for that. But that's not actually your fault, and it's not your responsibility to care for these people like they're children, okay? The universe is listening to you. The moon. These people are going to stay in this really stupid, idiotic energy of staying up all the time. Yeah, there's no way for you to, like, I know you want closure, but sometimes the best closure that you're going to get is you making peace with everything within yourself. That's what I want you to focus on. And using affirmation, I am at peace. I am at peace with Irene's decision. I am at peace with this. I'm at peace with that. Because you bringing peace into the situation is going to keep all of this moon magic interference bullshit out of your way. And so when you catch yourself going back into an old way of thinking of, oh, they're doing witchcraft on me, I'm a victim, I can't stick up for myself, I can't do this, I'm all alone, that's when you want to, as soon as you start to think those thoughts, that's when you want to use the mind technique and the God technique. And with those two things, you'll be able to get past anything that is sent to you. But I'm not getting that. I'm not getting the stuff that was being sent to you was doing anything, because you keep doing the God technique. And cleaning everything in your house, literally in your apartment, clean everything. Keep the food confined to one area. The Hierophant. Do not tell this Hierophant what you're working on, because they want money from you. Okay, let's get one more card. Ace of Wands. But whatever you put into motion is going to be backed by the universe, so act like it. When you put a manifestation into motion, if you're writing your manifestations out, act like God is going to come back this, whatever you put your focus on. But I would not put your focus on trying to change Irene or get her to make a different decision. I think releasing her is what needs to happen. Well, calling for judgment is what needs to happen, but I've already done that. So she's going to have to change her ways. I don't think it's good for you to be, you're a light worker. I don't think it's good for you to be with somebody who is a dark witch. Okay. And how I know she's a dark witch is because light witches don't call upon Lilith and Beelzebub. Okay. I'm sorry, but they don't. So whatever she's been doing, she's like messed up her own integrity, if she ever had any at all. And when somebody doesn't love you, sometimes rejection is protection. I see the positive aspects within her, but then I also see the not positive that she has. You do clean everything since 2020. Maybe you need to use different cleaning supplies. So I was getting ammonia or bleach. If you've got Florida water cologne, doing maybe like a floor wash with that. But I was getting yeah, those two, ammonia and bleach. I use cleaning vinegar, but I put it in a big bucket with like lemons and stuff like that. And so it's like spiritual cleaning vinegar. And then I use that to clean everything. And you can add pink Himalayan salt to your cleaners and use that, and it will clean stuff up. Okay, so we're going to see, you've been asking for judgment. Okay, good. Because I feel like that's what's going to be the deciding factor where change is going to come in. So when we were looking before for the collective, we were seeing a couple different things, just like the delusions, the sacrifice. We've got a Queen of Wands on the bottom. And remember, she did love you, yeah, but not now. For whatever reason, I think it's better this way. If she's going to be engaging in dark magic, you don't need to be around that. And I wish the best for her. I wish that she would get it together. So we have a Queen of Wands. When I'm looking at this sacrifice energy, it's kind of like this person is now being sacrificed. I don't think that they like that. The King of Swords. The King of Swords is like a judge energy. This is the person that's sacrificing her. Okay, that's crazy. These people were delusional. I feel like what was happening was that this Queen of Wands was doing something to influence a judge to not go in somebody's favor. And now that she's gotten away with whatever she was able to get away with, yeah, death and justice. It's like justice has to be served. That's what I'm literally getting. What else? The Lovers. And if this does have to do about a love union, justice is still going to be served. I don't think that these people can call judgment on you based upon who you love. That's crazy. The Page of Cups. See, the sad thing for these people is that they actually have people that they're connected to that they could lose. And literally, they don't acknowledge that. This Page of Cups energy is the example of somebody that they could lose access to. These people need to watch their back. I'm serious. The Sun. Because you guys are moving forward unencumbered. You're not going to be held back. Continue to shine your light on these people. Because it exposes what they've been doing. And they wanted you to be the sacrifice. Now they're pissed off because they're the sacrifice. No, all these people are going to be sacrificed. Any of them that came out against you are going to go through the process of being sacrificed. And I feel like that's actually fair because these people literally wanted you to be a sacrifice, their little sacrificial lamb. That's not what's happening here. Justice. Justice has to be served. And if the physical realm fails to serve it, then the divine realm will do it for the physical realm. So that's what I'm getting. And it could be, you know, you were on a failed assignment for these people. She didn't engage in dark magic before. Steve started lying to her and took her from you. Yeah, I know. So you've been calling for judgment, but you weren't calling for judgment on Irene, which is the biggest thing that needs to be called judgment on. So, and how do you know for sure that she wasn't doing dark magic before? Because I'm getting that she's been doing it for a minute now. She was doing it before. I just think that you didn't see it or something. She probably did spells so you wouldn't see it. I mean, literally. Okay, let's see. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, so now it's going through. Now you calling for judgment is going through. Bottoming out. Trouble is on the way for these people. I am getting, though, that she was using dark magic before as well. The Knight of Wands. Yo, this is insane how the same cards keep coming out for you. Like, I'm shuffling the deck and I'm using different decks. That's crazy. So it looks like Steve-O's energy here is going to be in the Ten of Swords, which is being betrayed by everyone and acting like the victim. Okay. What else do we need to know? The Empress. Okay, who is the Empress? The Empress, look, if you put yourself out there and you release Irene, you're going to get somebody that's higher ranked than what she was ranked. You may actually get an Empress. So this is why I feel like God is rerouting you to a destination that's better than what you wanted or what you think you want. Sometimes we want things that are not good for us. She didn't engage in dark magic before Steve started lying to her. Competition, 5 of Wands. Steve is like a competitor to you. Or he looks at himself that way. The Hierophant in the reverse. This is talking about that pastor person's energy. It also talks about cheating and deception cause divorce in the end of a relationship. Friends betray you with slander and gossip. Yeah, I get that literally. Oh my God, these people, they're all going to be in trouble here. They are all in trouble. 6 of Pentacles. It looks like to me that it's going to be easier for you to make payments, whatever these payments are. Also, if you were to open yourself up to somebody new and you were to meet an Empress, somebody that is better for you, they could help you make payments. They could help you make, they could help you financially. That's what I'm getting. Irene didn't have the ability to help you out with anything when it comes to finances because she doesn't really have a job. Queen of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. So yeah, in one way that the universe is trying to show you, is that if you do decide to date somebody else, they could be a stable person that has finances that could assist you. Okay, what else do we need to know? These people have taken some really shit advice. 6 of Cups. Who is the 6 of Cups for? Is it for Kiwi Kid? Yes. So I think when it comes to the past, start focusing on all of the positive that you had. The traits that you feel like you can't live without that Irene has, you can find those in another person. You just have to have them within yourself, and then you can draw them in somebody else. So I would be, moving towards seeking a solution that would be probably a new person, or just at least opening up to become more social. There's not anything you can do about what Irene's done. There's not if you were to do spell work on it, it would get significantly worse, and then it would put you back into a position to where things can affect you. I feel like you're on the straight and narrow right now with using the truth of God. You don't need these pastor people to pray for you. You've got the ability within you now to connect. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. You're about to be given something from Spirit, is what it looks like to me. But you've got to change your mentality in the way that you're thinking. That's too many cards at once. Yeah, there's got to be a change in the way that you think about things. Because you've been thinking that everything just gets ruined with witchcraft. What's the point in trying? All of those thoughts are what's keeping you back from having a life that you would be happy with. So working on yourself, going within, if you're holding doubt when you pray, that's not a good energy because you're working against yourself. Ace of Cups. And God is over here working for you. Double time. She didn't buy everything was going to be fine. Yeah. I know, but she's in a financial bind is what I see. And we can't do anything to Steve either. I mean, all we can do is call for judgment and wait for that to happen, which I see it is happening. These people that were making themselves your competitor, they're going to get what's coming to them. But I think that you're supposed to detach from that and from focusing on that and focus on what you can do to better yourself. the High Priestess. Because you have an ability here, and you can see the truth. You just don't want to see the truth on some situations. But you're going to be able to get through this. You're also possibly going to get a vehicle. That'll be something that you work towards. The Emperor, because this is your energy. You're showing up as the most highly ranked person out here. The Empress, the Emperor, if you were to open up to a new person, you could get somebody that is actually in alignment with you. If Irene had the ability to turn on you like this at any given point, she was never in alignment with you. And she probably used some type of love magic on you. I literally feel that. Three of Wands. This has come out before for you as well. About a new business idea or something that you end up investing your time into. Yes, stop moping around about Irene. Your life is going to get better the moment that you detach from this person. In fact, I think her doing what she did has actually done you a favor. You can move on now. You can move forward. You can get somebody that's way better. Nine of Pentacles. Somebody that's actually single, self-sufficient, that can stand on their own 2 feet and that is not attached to adult children, their parents, and whatever else. Like, I get that you becoming, and look, if you decide that you don't ever want to date anybody else and that Irene is the only one, that's a bad decision, because I don't see her turning around and making a new choice. All right, I don't. But I feel like if you make a new choice, you can change the circumstances within you so that something on the outside comes in that's better. And I think that's where we should be putting our focus, on what we can control. You becoming a stable person, and, you know, when you make an investment, money coming in from that. I think you having an income is part of one way that you've been limiting yourself. Queen of Cups. And look, this new person that you end up being with, it should be this way. If she has the capability to betray you and turn on you at the drop of a dime because of the words of another man without having any evidence or proof, then she was never for you in the first place. That's just not how you treat people that you love. And you could have been in love with her, but if she wasn't in love with you, that's just not how you treat people that you love. And I've caught people cheating before, but like literally I've had literal physical evidence of it. I've never ever tried to call nobody out and be like, oh, you're cheating, without having evidence. Ace of Swords. See, you're being protected. I feel like rejection is protection. That way you can get your finances together. You can get your living space together. You can take care of this insect problem. There's a lot of things that for you to work on. And I don't think Irene is coming up as being a high vibrational option for you to continue to stress about. You know, she made her choice. Now you've got to love yourself more than you love her. Okay? Because right now you're putting her before yourself, and that's what's giving her all of the power to do stuff. You got to love yourself more than you love her. She didn't have the money, but wouldn't it be nice if you dated somebody that did have the money, that had a better circumstance, and that wasn't going to just betray you? I feel like you need loyal people. She was never loyal. Justice. You also need justice. We're calling in justice. So let me just see, because I feel like you becoming a stable person, also exploring the different parts of your shadow and your personality and adopting more of this strength that you have that's within you, this resilience, because you are very resilient. You've made it through stuff that I've been telling you that other people would have died. You have made it through so many different things. I think there's so much to be grateful for here. And you would have a better experience and a better opportunity with somebody else that would actually love you. And if you continue to just sit around and wait for Irene to decide whether she's going to one day want you or not, then you're going to be miserable if you continue to do that. And then that's giving her all of the power. You need to love yourself more than you love her. When you can do that, somebody will come in and they'll actually match your vibration and your energy. They'll have something to offer you other than, you know, I don't know what she was offering you before, but I think that you have been a little bit of love blind, where you know that there's negative traits there, but you're only looking at the positive. I used to do that with a lot of people. I would see only their highest potential self, and then when they didn't become that, I would be really disappointed. And now I have more of a realistic thing when I see people. I see what their lowest potential self and their highest potential self is. And at one point, maybe you were more in alignment with her, but the energy she's in now, you don't want to be around somebody that's doing spells on you. That's crazy. And I feel like the energy of obsession is only here because she did do spells on you. She is not intelligent enough to break the spells or undo the spells that she's done. This is why she got caught up with Lilith. She doesn't have the power to, like, she could like easily, whatever she's done to you, she could easily undo it. But she doesn't want to, okay? And love magic, and when it's focused on another person, pretty much is black magic. When it's focused on the self, I don't even know what to call that. If that's light magic, I don't even know. Love magic is like its own category of different. Like if you look at all the different types of magic, like chaos magic, the voodoo can be used for good, but black magic, where I was feeling that you were having something going on with your heart chakra, that was magic. Okay, what else do we need to know? And also, I would like to see you in a relationship to where you don't have to compete with other people and their ideas or their opinions. Like, you don't need a bunch of other people around your person trying to compete with you for them. That has been something that followed you from like maybe high school or something. But that's a pattern that needs to be broken. Also, this bad advice that she took is serving somebody else's needs. It's really not even serving her. Possible loss of faith in medical, professional, and religious and educational institution, obviously. I don't think that there's anything that you can't do moving forward. Now that you have access to your own time, you've got access to your own energy. You know, you're learning so much that I feel like she has not done anything to better herself or progress, okay? You are making leaps and bounds. Even though you feel like there's still blockages, it's just because it's the layers of the onion. But beyond that, you're doing so much better than her vibrationally. The world, to the point where the doors that were closed in your face may open up in another form. What you've been asking for, love-wise, from the universe may open up in the form of somebody else, somebody that would never do this shit to you that Irene has done. And isn't that a nice thought? That the hard parts of your relationship, the hard parts of love are over. I also get that this could be you being able to move around a little bit better, because you were really stuck and kind of confined to like being in your house and having just that same experience. Now that you're bringing in all this new energy and you're going within and you're rearranging yourself within, I feel like these other people are completely powerless. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, because Steve only cares about Steve. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It also feels like there could be something that you end up doing with your hands, or maybe writing a book or helping other people. There's something that you're going to end up figuring out that you can do for work that's going to make some type of money. I feel like this is you getting your life back together and investing your time wisely and not sitting around in other people's energy. Don't give them the power to just send you stuff. Also, I was asking about if there was any sacrifice done on you. Can I get clarity about that? Four of Cups. Yes, for material possessions. Stay away from people that would sacrifice you for some stupid object. Okay? Emotional exhaustion, loss of interest in normal activities, depression, self-absorption. Okay. So I feel like from now on, you're in charge of your own happiness. We're not giving Irene the power over you to make you happy or not make you happy. It's not her job. She needs to focus on herself. With you focusing on yourself, this failed sacrifice destiny swap shit, it's being undone. However you were entangled in the quantum realm, that's shifting. I can literally feel it. So you may feel this way today, but 3 days from now, 3 weeks from now, you may feel completely different about this situation. If you still feel the same, start asking questions. Start using the joy versus anger technique and asking, is there witchcraft present? Is there any spell that's been done on me love-wise to make me obsessed with this situation? Because I feel like, you know what, Kiwi Kid, if you can watch the movie Obsession, watch Obsession. Because it's literally giving obsession. A really good movie. It's freaky, though. Queen of Wands. Sometimes, look, this is Irene's still coming out the Queen of Wands. Sometimes when other people have wishes and desires, you just don't see what their wishes and desires are. And so you don't understand how protected and blessed and safe that you actually are, that these people and their wishes and desires have not been fulfilled on you or like not been able to go through. You still have a chance to live a beautiful, wonderful life. And I think if you integrated therapy or a therapist with what you have going on, make sure you're going to the doctor and taking care of your health. All of these things are going to prepare you to be someone who can have a future with another person. Somebody, and you know, if you still want to hold onto the hope of Irene, I would give it some time, okay? I don't see her coming back, but at least don't punish yourself and shackle yourself to only having an experience with one person, okay? Don't think those thoughts, oh, I won't be happy with anybody else. How do you know that? That sounds like some shit that somebody else said to you or tried to program you with or mind control you with, make you think that you would never be happy with anyone else. That sounds like love magic right there. Okay? I literally, when I got rid of my ex, the guy was like, nobody will ever love you like I've loved you. And I was like, I will love me better than you love me when you beat my ass 24/7. Like I could love myself better than that. Four of Swords. This is going to be the end of a war with her. I feel like it really is. This is the end of an era. I would put the past behind you and don't be afraid of witchcraft attacks in the future. You now have the knowledge and the connection to something that is more powerful than any other person that's ever come up against you. You just got to continually work on yourself and then make sure you're keeping your environment clean. Do the bug hacks. Start spending, instead of spiraling about Irene, I want you to spend time in gratitude and appreciation for what you do have. That you have legs that can walk, that you've got a mind that can think. Just anything, but really just be grateful for what you actually feel gratitude for, okay? And know that however the tables turn, it's going to be in your favor if you keep working on yourself. I also get that these people need to think about what they've done. They need to literally take several seats is what I'm getting. The Star. This has come out for you twice today. So look, the work that you do may be tied to some talent that you don't even know that you have. But if you don't ever get out and explore or examine or explore that, you're not going to find out. That you could be completely passionate about something and redirect your focus so that you're not sitting around wasting your time. The more that you sit around wasting your time thinking about Irene, the more you're feeding whatever her demonic shit that she has going on, you're feeding that. Okay. So I would literally work on the feelings, the fear of rejection, because I think in this case, her rejecting you is literally you being protected from her. And then this prophet person that's asking for money, no, their energy is off. I feel like you already know that. Okay, what else do we need to know before we go? But you're doing really good. The Chariot again, holy shit. It's like, it doesn't matter what deck I go to, the same shit's gonna keep coming out because it's like the same, right? So look, with you working on yourself, you tapping into whatever the star ability, you're going to get enough money to have a car. Make yourself, there was this one movie and these lame guys, and I'm just saying lame like they couldn't date people or whatever, they had issues. Was it Hancock? No, it wasn't Hancock. Anyways, they would come to somebody who would then counsel them on how to get their life together and to become somebody that other people would want to be with. And then they'd make these changes and then boom, all these women flock to them. I'm getting that. Yeah, it's like a remake, like not a remake, but what is it when you you change your hair, you change stuff about yourself? Is it a remodel? Something like that. Yeah. See, if what I'm getting is that yeah, Steve definitely did ruin her for you. But let's ask. Let's ask. If she came back, would she still want him in some ways? I don't get that she's going to come back. Let's see if there's another way we can reframe that and ask that question. Let's say it like this. See, she's friends with Steve, or friends with benefits, whatever they have going on. If she were to take you back, she would not stop talking to Steve. Steve is like basically the problem. I mean, well, part of the problem. Her not having discernment and being able to discern the truth is also part of the problem, but that part is what it is. Unfortunately, we can't control people's minds or convince them of anything. And if she's cut you off, then she's kind of cut you off. There's nothing we can do about that. That's why I feel like you bettering yourself and you moving forward is going to help. But yes, I mean, it does feel like this lie came from Steve. It does feel like Steve all of a sudden decided like he wanted to be with her, and she made a choice that she's not going to come back from. She's not going to change. The Four of Wands, celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, homecoming, and home. You Hitch. That's what the movie was. Thank you. It's reminding me of that. So you're going to have a makeover. This could be talking about homecoming. I feel like if you had a better relationship with your family in the past, when you were with Irene or before you were with her, I feel like she has been kind of an anchor for bad luck. I mean, the current things that you were just going through right now, you wouldn't even be going through if it wasn't for her. So for somebody that causes you so much grief, Three of Wands, preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion, overseas, and opportunities. Look, I get it that a new opportunity is going to come your way if you open yourself up. I also get that you want marriage. I don't think that she does. Death. Look, I think it's the ending of this relationship with her. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I don't think that she wants marriage. She doesn't want that. It's not what it feels like. So that right there in itself shows that your guys' goals and all that are misaligned. And this death that's coming in, at least it's not happening to you. I mean, it's the ending of a relationship, but it's the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful new phase of your life. The 10 of Wands, when you were with Irene, you were still very burdened. I would like to see you lift these burdens off of yourself and complete your shadow work. That's what I feel like is going to help. The 5 of Cups, and let these people, they're eventually going to regret trying to do this to you, okay? But it's not going to be in a time frame that you want to hear, and it's not going to be in a time frame that I want to hear either. I get that this regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism, loss, and grief, that they're projecting that energy onto you. So you need to work on just raising your frequency and connecting with God's energy. And know that God has the ability to bring something in that's going to fit your personality, your experience, your life like a glove. It's going to fit perfect, okay? Knight of Pentacles. Hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, responsibility. I do get that, yeah, there's going to be quite a few people that are disappointed moving forward because they're not able to like sacrifice you in some type of way. And technically what Irene did to you is a form of sacrifice. She's literally sacrificed you. She did want marriage with you. I mean, I'm getting that she doesn't want marriage now. Okay. So what changed within her? Within her, 3 of Pentacles. You have a whole soul tribe community that will back you. So if you're feeling like you're not going to get supported, I would be looking towards the community and how you can connect with other people and make connections with others, because I do feel like there will be people to support you. She feels betrayed, and that's why she took action in the magical realm to shut down everything that you have going on. But she took that action. She decided to go to the dark side, and there's nothing that you or me can do about that. All we can do is focus on how to make your life better. And if she were to come into your life right now, your life would not get better. You would experience a lot of problems because she's still connected to Steve. Okay. What else do we need to see? A 7 of Wands. It may take you sticking up for yourself and being courageous, but you know how to do that. Every time that you bring your vibration into that of your higher selves, you are standing up for yourself and not letting people like dictate whether you're happy or not. You need to love yourself so much that you don't allow anybody to play with you like this. And sometimes, you know, we think we know what we want, but God has something way better for us. 7 of Cups. We're delusional at times. When we're wanting to create everything by ourselves, we are delusional because we think we know what we want, but we don't realize that what we're asking for is not good for us. Sometimes that happens. And then it's just, you know, readjusting to what you asked for, that it be in the highest and best good of you and others around. I also get with this 8 of Wands crossroad energy. These people are going to have to make a different decision moving forward. The Fool. They're still unaware. They're unaware. Okay, crossroads and a new beginning. This is what these people and their delusions are leading them towards. What about Kiwi Kid? Queen of Pentacles. Look, this has come out twice now. I can already tell that God has something better for you planned. If you would just allow the divine to come through for you and not think that you need to have it a certain way or with a certain person or whatever, the universe will surprise you. I also get that these people are going to be caught off guard. They're not going to be in protection mode when all of this stuff comes crashing down. Page of Pentacles. And these people have done something that's so bad that it's affecting their own generation. And it will affect their money moving forward if they don't leave you alone. What else do we need to know? What are the best advice options? Yeah, don't try to force that door with her open. Queen of Cups. I think that the person that God has for you will be somebody who is a loyal mother, somebody that wants to get married, who's financially stable, and somebody that can be trusted. When somebody shows you that they can't be trusted, listen to them. All love magic that was being done by Irene on Kiwi Kid, I asked for all of that to be removed. And maybe this is part of you awakening from that. The Tower, we're calling judgment on it, the Tower. These people are going to have a sudden change that they're not ready for. Okay, what else do we need to know? Knight of Cups. The same freaking cards are coming out. So it's showing me that these people are in trouble. They're about to go through something major. And I think God is getting ready to reward you, my bad, with this energy, with an Empress, with somebody who's got it together. So I wish I could tell you otherwise, though. Well, actually, no, I just want the best for you, whatever that is. The two of Cups keeps coming out with your divine soul contract. Maybe this Empress that you end up meeting is going to be a part of your divine soul contract. Wouldn't that be nice to be with somebody that doesn't work against you? The Moon. These people are still on the same bullshit. It's just now they're not getting their wishes granted. Like literally. Same shit. Okay, anything else? Shit. I would not take Irene back if she came crawling back on her hands and knees. I wouldn't take her back. Because of what she's already put you through. Enough is enough with that. What else? The World. The World keeps coming out. If you would just open up to a different future, a whole new world will come into your atmosphere. You'll be like, wow, this doesn't even seem like the same planet Earth, you know? And you awakening from this witchcraft is the best thing that could happen for you. You don't want to stay submissive and energetically tamperable with. I don't even know how to use the wording for that. Because these people were playing with you. They never thought that you would ever claim your power back. Look, these people are going to experience a lot of conflict and disagreements. You're going to be avoiding that. And you don't want to have to, I mean, because it's your word against Steve's. That's how you got to look at it. 10 of Swords. Twice for these people. Painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, failure, collapse, and defeat. While you're over here going to be working on saving money, security, conservation, working on your scarcity mindset and control, because you have abilities that the world, other people want, obviously. Ace of Cups. Look, God loves you so much that God's going to send you a better woman. And it's going to be easier with this new person to make any type of payments that you have to meet or make. You don't want to repeat the same cycle and have another witch. Don't be with nobody that's doing dark magic. That's not going to be good for you. This Queen of Wands as being 10 of Swords in the spiritual realm is what I get. And I think that that's Irene's energy. That's how she's showing up. Okay. Is there, what else? Trying new hobbies, doing new things, doing the things that make you feel good. Ask yourself, what thoughts can I think? Look, this person's step kid, whoever the Page of Cups is, keeps coming out. They're going to be a problem. All right. You don't want to be attached to these people. Nothing good will come of it. It'll just be bad luck and hardship. And that's pretty much what you were experiencing before. So you don't want to be attached to these people. I mean, it sucks what happened, but at the same time, it's actually better for you for this to have all happened than for you to be with somebody that doesn't even get the facts right. And that's going to come up against you in the spiritual realm and send demons to you. You should not be loving people like that. 9 of Pentacles. You deserve to have you deserve to have all of your own luxury and all of that. You deserve a good life, to be self-sufficient and have financial independence. You're worthy of that. You would never get that being attached to these people. I feel like you coming into contact with somebody who's actually good for you, that's a good influence on you, Queen of Swords, and then you can take it into your hands to cut off and set boundaries with people who overstep them. One thing with Irene is you never had any boundaries. This is why Steve was allowed to come in and do whatever he did. Had you put some boundaries there, and I'm not blaming you, I'm just letting you know that a lack of boundaries is a part of the problem. But had you had boundaries there, and I know that they knew each other before, I think his dumbass still would have overstepped a boundary if you'd have put a boundary up. But yeah, if you move forward with your future, God is going to surprise you with a blessing. One that you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I just moved forward and I didn't go back to this other shit. Because sometimes you think, because of what you've been through, you think that that's the best that you'll ever have or whatever. And I used to think that about the person that would beat the crap out of me all of the time. I used to think stupid shit. I had to get myself out of thinking that way and being like, you know what? Even me being by myself would be better than being beat up on all the time. 9 of Cups. And if you continue to wish for a better future, it's going to come in. I'm literally getting that. Okay. Anything else? I'm also getting that you want to have your own family. You don't want to be adopting other people's families. Nah. I think this is time for you to have the things that are for your highest and best good. The Hierophant. And there's no Hierophant that can do for these people or for you more than what you can do for yourself. That's what I'm getting. 6 of Cups again. Isn't this insane how like I continue to use the different decks and then they pull out the same cards? Like that's crazy to me. Yeah. Oh, I've definitely reported him. I mean, he's not going to experience a happy future. But I don't see that. I just don't see that being with Irene is for your highest and best good. It's not. The Chariot. Oh my God. Unreal, yo. This is unreal. It's literally like, this is unreal. How the same cards keep coming out. That's crazy. The Chariot. I feel like maybe if you were to move on, you would meet somebody that does have a vehicle. And then it would be easier for you to get around. I am getting that. There are so many things that a different person can offer you that she can't. Strength. And what doesn't kill you is making you stronger. You're going to be able to have a victory and move forward. I also get that Archangel Michael is with you. Okay. We got a couple minutes left and then I've got to go get something to eat. The Knight of Swords. Look, these people, I wish that they would apologize. The Hangman, they sacrificed you. You don't want to trauma bond with these people. Ace of Swords, you're definitely protected. You're definitely protected. And look, these people tried to sacrifice you so you would never have love. That's pathetic. We cancel and rebuke their intention. I get that moving forward, your love life will be protected. It's just not going to be with that one person. But I also feel like you've only had low vibrational partners, and so you haven't had somebody that's been an 8 out of 10 compatibility. If you would open up to a new future, God would give you somebody that's a better compatibility for you, and you would be like, oh, I can't believe I was so tripped out about Irene. 2 of Wands. I also get that what you're working on now is going to make the future better. They didn't know each other before she found him on Facebook. But did these people know each other before you knew them? I feel like that's the problem. They have some type of close relationship. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're going to receive better messages about your health, your wealth, everything is going to start going in the right way. I think you trying not to steer it, just like allow it to flow naturally. These people are going to be in the 8 of Cups, disappointed that their little sacrifice of you didn't go through. I mean, if I found out that somebody was literally sacrificing me, well, what Irene did technically is a sacrifice. She sacrificed you. But I would, like, continuing the sacrifice, oh, hell no. There would be no making amends, no taking back. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck what witchcraft there is on me right now with this person. I cancel and rebuke that. I don't come into agreement with that. Because not good for you to go back to people that didn't value you when they were with you. They had every opportunity to value you, but she didn't. Look, judgment has been called. Confirmation. It has been. This is probably what's going to cause these people to walk away from trying to sacrifice you. That is crazy. The reason that things have not been going good is this stupid sacrificial ass energy. With death, the first card for them, hell no. We do not come into agreement with that. We call for judgment and justice, and we detach from having to be a part of that process. King of Wands. Yeah, you've had many people that think that you're their competitor. Wouldn't it be nice to be in a relationship with somebody where you don't have to compete for their attention? The High Priestess and Temperance. And even this King of Swords, everybody that was manipulated with this stupid shit is up under judgment. I think that this is your turn to take a rest, to relax, allow yourself to reset. This Page of Swords shows me that they're still in a competitive nature. Take yourself out of the competition. For your destiny, there is no competition. There is no sacrifice. These people don't have enough of whatever they were trying to, they're not enough. I can definitely say that. Where your future is headed is somewhere way better than where the past was. So you don't want to take this dead weight with you. These people are dead weight as far as I'm concerned. And the way that came out with your destiny and everything, yeah, things are going to start going in your favor and they are going to get better. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. God bless you and peace be with you. Remember, if you're interested in learning to read cards for yourself and others, and thank you, Kiwi Kid, for donating. Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells is the book for you. It is tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. And for those of you that want to connect with God's energy and be able to use the techniques from the Truth of God is also tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. Both of those books will change your life and will help you while you're on your spiritual journey. But I love you guys so much, okay? And I will be praying for you, Kiwi Kid. God bless you guys. Peace be with you. If you guys could like the video, tap the notification bell, and make sure you're subscribed. All of that stuff is so important. Okay? Kisses, hugs, peace be with you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next reading, okay? Bye.